A coil of wire is arranged with its plane perpendicular to a uniform magnetic field flux density B. When the radius of the coil increases from R1 to R2 in time delta t, then what is the EMF induced in the coil? Omega beta into R22 minus R12 bracket 1 divided by delta t. Self-inductance of a long solenoid is mu naught n square A. The alternating current has a frequency of 106 Hz in such a way that time period for completion of cycle is 1 Hz. Self-inductance of a coil depends upon all. For electroplating we use a DC source. The only difference between construction of DC generator and AC generator is that of commutator. If the secondary coil has Ns turns and the primary Np turns, the relation between secondary and primary voltage is given by Vs divided by Vp is equal to Ns divided by Np. A metal rod of 25 cm length is moving at a speed of 0.5 seconds in direction perpendicular to 0.25 magnetic field. EMF produced in the rod is 0.003125 volt. The self-inductance of a solenoid is increased when a soft iron core is inserted into it. This is because the soft iron core improves the flux linkage between the turns of the coil. An airplane of wingspan 10 meters flies from the equator toward the North Pole. The wings are perpendicular to the vertical component of the Earth's magnetic field. B is equal to 4 cross 10 power minus 5 t. At maximum speed, an EMF of 10 millivolt is induced across the wing tips. The maximum speed of acceleration is 384 meters per second. Non-inductive resistance are used in decreasing self-inductance. Which of the following devices does not function like an electric motor transformer? For long distance transmission, the transformer used is step-up. Lagging of change in the magnetization of a substance behind change in the magnetic field as the magnetic field is varied is known as magnetic hysteresis. Which when the motor is at rest as at maximum speed, then back EMF will be maximum. The transformer works on the principle of mutual induction. An electric current is induced within the body of a conductor when that conductor either moves through a non-uniform magnetic field or in a region where there is a change in magnetic flux is called eddy current. The output voltage of a transformer is transformer in 3 times the input voltage, then turns ratio will be 3. A long distance transmission is easy for AC voltage. Magnetic component compass of magnetic compass needle will be deflecting if it is kept near accelerating charge. AC cannot be used for magnetizing iron. A small coil lies inside a large coil. The two coils are horizontal concentric and carry currents in opposite direction. The large coil will experience no resultant force. The EMF induced in a conductor of unit length moving with unit velocity at night angles to a magnetic field is equal to magnetic flux. The EMF induced in a coil by a changing magnetic field may have a unit kilogram meter second square by The EMF induced power loss in an actual transformer is due to eddy currents and magnetic hysteresis. AC and DC have the same heating effect through a resistance. Which of the following uses electric energy and does not convert it into any other form? Transformer. Inductor acts as a short circuit for DC. Mr. Transformer. If the coil is wound on an iron core, the flux through it will be increased. Which of the following works on torque on the current carrying conductor placed in magnetic field? Galvanometer, ammeter, voltmeter, all of the above. AC cannot be used for magnetizing and electroplating. Which one of the following functions like a motor? Galvanometer, ammeter, voltmeter, all of the above. An emit an alternating current or voltage change its magnitude continuously and reverts its direction of flow after regularly recurring intervals. EMF induced in a circuit, according to Faraday's law, depends on the rate of change of magnetic flux. Weber is the unit of magnetic flux. AC cannot be used for magnetizing and electroplating. A dynamo converts a mechanical energy into electrical energy. CMF generated by a dynamo depends upon a number of turns in the coil, magnetic field strength, frequency of station, all of the above. Current produced by moving the loop of a wire across a magnetic field is called induced current. The practical illustration of the phenomenon of mutual induction is the transformer. The polarity of the induced voltage can be determined by using the left-hand generator rule. Yes. Reversing the field or the current will reverse the force on the conductor. Yes. The self-inductance of the coil may be defined as VSLC equal to the EMF induced in volts when the current the self-inductance of the coil may be defined as equal to the EMF induced in volts when the current in the circuit changes at the rate of unit Weber turns. Now, which circuit elements will oppose the change in circuit element current inductance only? A coil is wound on resistance. A coil is wound on iron core which carries current I. The self-induced voltage in the coil is not affected by variation in voltage to the coil. A crack in the magnetic path of an inductor will result in reduced inductance. The coefficient of coupling between two air coils depends on the mutual inductance and self-inductance of two coils. Current changing from 8 ampere to 12 ampere in 1 second induced 12 volt in a coil. The value of induced inductance is 5 Hz. Conductor current charging from 8 ampere to 12 ampere in 1 second induced 12 volt in a coil. The value of inductance is 5 ampere. A coil induces 350 millivolt when the current changes at the rate of 1 ampere per second. The value of inductance is 350 millivolt. Find the force acting on a conductor 3 meter long carrying current of 50 ampere at right angles to a magnetic field having flux density of 0.66 Tesla. So Newton. An average voltage of 10 volt is 10 volt is an average value of 10 volt is induced in the transistor 0 to Weber. Two 30 microhenry coils in a series without mutual coupling have a total inductance of 6 microhenry. Which of the following inductor will have the least eddy current losses? Air core. A piezo solenoid develops an average induced voltage of 6 volt. Over what time the interval must a flux change of 0.06 per occur to produce such a voltage? 0.5 seconds. A coil with negligible resistance has 50 volt across it with 10 mA. The inductive direction is 5 ohm. A conductor carries 25 ampere of current under 60 degree to a magnetic field of 1.5 Tesla. The force on the conductor will be X Newton nearly. According to a conductor 2 meter long moves at right angle at a magnetic field B. A magnetic flux 1 density 1 Tesla with a velocity of 2 per meter per second. The induced EMF in the conductor will be 25 volt. Two coils have self-inductance of 10 Henry and 2 Henry, the mutual inductance being 0. If the two coils are connected in series, the total inductance will be 12 Henry. Lenz's law is a consequence of law of conservation of energy. In case all the flux from the current in coil 1 links with 2 with coil 2, the coefficient of coupling will be 1.0. A 200 turns coil has an inductance of 12 millihenry. The number of turns is increased to 400 turns. All other quantities area. A 200 coil has an inductance of 12 millihenry. The self-inductance of two coils are at millihenry and at millihenry. If the coefficient of coupling is 0.5, the mutual inductance of the coil is 6 millihenry. In case of inductance, current is proportional to magnetic. For a purely conductive For a purely inductive circuit, which of the following is true? Actual power of the circuit is 0. An EMF of 16 volts is induced in a coil of inductance 4 Henry. The rate of change of current must be 4 ampere per second. Two coils have inductance of 0.8 of 8 millihenry and 80 millihenry and coefficient of coupling of 0.5. The two coils are connected in series. Adding will be at 30 millihenry. The core of the inductance Henry. Which of the following circuit elements will oppose the change in circuit current? Inductance. A united iron core has reduced the current losses because the lamination are insulated from each other. The magnitude of the induced EMF in a conductor depends on the rate of change of flux linkage. Which of the following is not a unit of inductance? Coulomb per volt ampere. Mutually inductance between two magnetic coupled coils depends on All of the above. Permeability of the core, the number of their turns, cross-sectional area of their common core. The law that the reduced EMF and current law always oppose the cause producing them is due to Lenz's law. If the current in a conductor increases, then according to Lenz's law, self-induced voltage will be reduced current opposite to the increasing current. Air core coils are vertically free from hysteresis loss in the current loss. The property of coil by which a counter EMF is induced. In it when the current through the coil change is known as self-inductance. The direction of induced EMF can be found by Lenz's law. An induced initial an open coil has infinite resistance and zero inductance. The inductance of a coil will increase under all the following conditions except when more length for the same number of turns is provided. As per Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction, an EMF is induced in a conductor whenever it cuts magnetic flux. An iron core coil, the iron core is removed so that the coil becomes an air-cooled coil. The inductance of the coil will decrease. Both the number of turns and the core length of an inductive coil are doubled. Its self-inductive inductance will be doubled. Here, the self-inductance of a coil longer the delay in establishing the steady current through it. Which of the following circuit elements stores energy in the electromagnetic field? Inductance.